Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Veterans Corner. My name is Chuck Wooden, and I'll be your host. I'm joined by my co-host, Megan Dooley.
Good evening.
We have a part two segment here. We had the first part last week, and it's for the Afghanistan-Iraq Veterans War Memorial Fund. And with us, special guest, David Vieira. He's the chairman and president. David, welcome back.
Thanks so much for having me again.
The first episode was a great one. It was very informative, and I know this one's going to be. We just had so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we went off track a little bit, but that was a good thing.
Everything related to the questions.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that. I mean, let's face it. As we talked about in the first segment, is Afghanistan and Iraq. I mean that took up most of our TV time for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of difficult just to do, you know, a couple segments on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a whole volume of series on the whole thing. But, David, your service, what branch, how long did you serve?
So I was Army National Guard, 6 years.
Yeah.
Made rank as sergeant. I was in Connecticut, then went to California, a medevac unit. I went to Afghanistan in 2010, 2011, and then at the end of my service came back to Connecticut.
Beautiful. You know, and on behalf of the viewers, the crew here at the Veterans Corner, Megan and myself, we want to thank you very much for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Very much. I mean, there's, you know, we hear all the stories. I mean, I certainly wasn't there. I was a little bit older, 79, 83, you know, but, you know, you sit there and you hear, you know, as we've talked about, sitting at the VFW or, you know, all the stories that you hear at the bar. But anyways, let's move on. Let's touch base a little bit of what we talked about in the first segment.
Okay.
And I know, Megan, actually, you want to take number two?
Sure. I mean, what you talked about, it's like the Afghanistan and Iraq war. It took up 2 decades, and it was on our televisions constantly. And so now you are on a mission to remind and remember those who've served, those we've lost, and those who came back, and some who've come back with invisible scars. So tell us about the Afghanistan-Iraq Veterans War Memorial that we'll spill the beans. It's being, you guys are planning on breaking ground in Danbury.
Yeah.
That's right. Danbury, yeah. So, you know, the goal for us is we've wanted to, you know, build something that's going to be a permanent representation and memorial and symbol from the community, you know, to recognize every veteran's service, you know, and sacrifice. And it's going to be, you know, the location we found is in Danbury, Connecticut at the War Memorial, along the series of other monuments that exist there currently, hoping to kind of bookend that area with our monument for the Afghanistan-Iraq War veterans.
You know, the rendering, and we had talked about that the first segment. That's going to be, it should be, you know, sometime, hopefully during the course of this segment, you know, put on the.
But also for those who are interested in seeing the rendering, it's on your website. What's your website?
Absolutely. Yep. So you can go to www.ctafghaniraqmemorial.org. And all our current information's on there, past events, future events, the rendering, information about the
upcoming
organization. Fundraisers, link to our fundraising website. So any information you want about the organization or what we have planned and what we've been doing, you can find on our website anytime.
Okay. Now, we had talked about the gala.
Yes.
You want to touch on that again?
Yeah.
For those that didn't see the first segment.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to start by saying again, it was thank you to the community and the guests and the sponsors and the donations, and it was really an incredible event. Over 170 people. Waterview in Monroe, the beautiful venue, and we raised almost $40,000. So it was an amazing first Heroes Gala, and we look forward to doing it again next year and hopefully make it bigger and better than.
It's only going to grow.
That's right.
It's only going to grow. With segments like this and everything that you've been doing, the fundraising, you got a golf tournament coming up, I think you said?
Yeah, May 22nd at the Candlewood Valley Golf Course in New Milford, and that information is on our website as well for anyone.
As far as the sign-in sheets and all that, how they can get involved.
And you're looking to break ground on this memorial very soon. Right now, let's ideally, when would you like to see this completed?
So yeah, we had originally set the goal for it to be dedicated on Veterans Day 2023. We're getting close to the kind of point of no return where if we don't have at least half the money, which is $250,000, half of that, for like a deposit, it won't be completed in time for it to be installed by that date. So if by the end of this month we don't have another like $30,000, we will just push it to Memorial Day of 2024 for our dedication date. But we'll get there regardless either way.
And the wonderful thing is what we talked about in the first episode is how much the community has rallied around this memorial, which is going to be the first of its kind here in Connecticut. And again, what if people are interested in donating, the listeners and the watchers here at the Veterans Corner, where can they support this cause?
So the website has our link to our donation page, but we also have some upcoming events like Chuck mentioned was the golf tournament on May 22nd. We have an event on May 18th at the Texas Roadhouse in Danbury, and on June 7th at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Danbury as well. And then we have a lot of pop-up events coming up and some beer events coming up. So
yeah, let's talk about this beer that has been front and center this entire episode and the previous episode. I'm sure you have people who are going, why does the Veterans Corner have a 6-pack from, it looks like Stony Creek Brewery, wonderful place, by the way. So beautiful. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with how the community's been big in supporting our project. Juan Rivas and I, we had met and reached out to a Stony Creek Brewery through another veteran back in, it was like June or July of 2022. And we met, the owner there was Ed Crowley Jr. and Dan Shannon, CEO. And since then, we kind of hit it off from the get-go. And, we talked about how we wanted to create a beer as a fundraising tool and to help us spread the word through the state, and they were all about it. We met with their brewmaster. We came up with a beer that really connected to us, thinking about our time in the desert, in the mountains, far away from home, and what kind of beer did you want to have? What were you thinking about having when you got home? And Jay, the brewmaster, just kind of put that in a can. And this is a Dortmunder lager. It's delicious. It's available statewide. And part of the proceeds from every purchase comes to support our efforts in fundraising for this project. So we're very fortunate to have the partnership we have with Stony Creek Brewery, and we look forward to seeing where we can take it.
And it's Stony Creek Brewery, which is in Brantford. Where else can people find this this fundraising beer?
So yeah, we packaged and became available statewide in October of 2022. So through the winter we've been making our best effort to get it throughout the state. Through help with the distributors and the brewery. We're in I think over 300 locations as of late, and we're hoping that if anyone's interested in it, they can tell their bar, their restaurant, their package store about it, and the package store bar can order it for them. So it's available. Help us spread the word. That's what we're looking for.
I was just recently in an Elks Lodge in West Haven, and they had it.
I believe they have it. I was going to say, I think that's one of ours.
They had it. I've been in a few establishments that have it. So, and you use the word delicious, and I can back that up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something so special about lagers. Yeah. I guess I just outed myself as a lager drinker. I'm not going to lie. It's delicious. Yeah. But also, I just love the fact that you've made an accessible way of fundraising for those who can't physically come out and support this cause, or they at least can have a commemorative beer can. Yes. I mean, can we see the design on it?
So yeah, so it's a little bit background on the design. So those are actually 2 photos, one from Iraq, one from Afghanistan, our time there, that were incorporated together to create that logo. So the palm trees and stuff, the desert, that's one of our guys, Nelson Martins, and then the Black Hawk and the sunset and some of the mountains is from my time in Afghanistan. So it was cool to really really connect personally and to the beer by incorporating our own images, from our time there onto the can, and it also tells a little bit about the project and the story behind the monument. So it's we have big hopes for it. It's doing well, and we love it. And
I was going to ask you how well the sales have been.
yeah, they've been good. I mean, we're coming into spring and summer now, so we have some beer festivals coming up. So you look for us at any of the Connecticut Beer Fest this spring and summer. You might be surprised. You might see us there.
Package stores have it.
Yep. And if they don't have it, they can get it for you.
Yeah.
And that's what Chuck and I are probably going to do. Is we have our marching orders from you,
Yes,
Sergeant.
that's right. You guys got to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of. I'm working on it. I'm involved with the Elks organizations, and I've already talked to one in particular to see if we can get that. Once again, delicious. It is good. It is good.
Appreciate it.
And big shout out to Stony Creek Brewery for helping with this.
They've been outstanding. I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be more thankful and grateful for what they've done to help us to this point, and they continue to do it. So it's awesome.
Hopefully after this airs, not only in the viewing area, actually, I mean, this is seen statewide. If you have Frontier TV, it's the largest public access in the state, and of course the regular Comcast viewing area, and YouTube. It goes. Yeah. I mean, people watch this not just in Connecticut, but outside the state lines.
Yeah.
So hopefully sales skyrocket, and you'll reach that 30,000 that you need between now and Memorial Day.
By the end of the month. Yeah.
So, any other fundraisers that I mean, you got the golf tournaments, you've got the Roadhouse.
Yep.
Is there anything else that we missed?
I mean, this flag here, if I'm gonna.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. We did a little bit of redecorating, as you can tell.
I'm going to plug the next item. A friend of mine, a member at the VFW, Ben Hughes. He's the artist and crafter of the flag there. He does incredible work, and we're going to be working together to start making them available as a part of the fundraising effort to our website. So people can get information on the website about that stuff coming real soon.
That's a beautiful piece of craftsmanship right there.
Yeah, he does excellent work, and we had two actually at our gala that were part of the silent auction, and they went for the highest value of all the items that we had in the entire auction. So people loved it. I love it, and this is actually my flag that I brought in to use to show as an example. But the guy does amazing work, and I can't wait to get some more of them to get them out there.
I was just going to say, I mean, there's statewide. There's a lot of organizations that have functions that go on. That would be a great item to raffle off.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's a lot of. Between the VFW, the American Legion, I'll mention the Elks again.
Yeah.
I happen to be the chair of the Veterans Committee at one of the Elks in the Northwest corner.
Oh, congrats on your promotion.
And that would be something that it'd be great to. How many of those do you have on hand?
So right now, this is the only one.
Only one.
Yeah. So we're gonna, like I say, we had talked about it. These take a lot of time, obviously, and this is not his only job. So, he put together some of the ones that we used at the gala. And they did so well, and obviously they're amazing. So we were talking, and he's willing to make some more, and we'll kind of do them, take them by order if we have to, and he'll do them as he can do them. We don't rush this kind of craft issue.
No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
It's obviously something that took him a great deal of time, but you could also see the attention to detail and the effort and the passion that was put behind into each piece.
Absolutely. So we look forward to it, though. It'll be another way for people to support the project, but also have something they can, put in their office, put at their house, and kind of show off what we're up to.
Even inside the organizations.
Yeah, and that too. That would be great.
Most of these organizations have their members' lounges, or even in the halls. Yeah. And it's a great way to recognize the efforts.
And I could also see it easily for someone who likes to have their friends over, their community over, especially if they have a little outdoor greeting, that they could hang it up prominently in a place that will not only catch people's eyes and attentions, but it has a story behind it.
Absolutely.
And what I love about what you're doing here is that you are making fundraising fun in a way, even though you have until at the end of the month to raise half of $250,000 in order to, again, reach your goal of.
Yeah, to reach the 250,000, we need half of that by the end of the month to be able to meet our Veterans Day 2023 dedication.
Which at this point right here, just have, when I say just, it's not that full amount, it's 30,000.
Yeah, that's what we have left to raise by the end of the month.
Meet the deadline.
Yeah, to try to get that deposit paid so that we can meet our original deadline.
Meet the deadline so you can get that completed by the
Veterans Day.
by Veterans Day.
Yeah.
So okay, how can people help other than the folks that you've already gotten in the organizations to step up? If the viewers wanted to help out, are you taking help from from around the state?
Yeah, so obviously through the website, just supporting us, by checking out our merchandise and the beer and some of the upcoming events we have. But one thing I was talking to a lot of people from different areas of the state at the gala recently, actually, was this is not just a Danbury or a Fairfield County or the southern half of the state effort, right? This our goal originally was for it to be Connecticut, for us to represent every veteran in Connecticut that served in the Afghanistan and Iraq wars, and honestly everyone in the country that served. But
yes,
we're building it here in Connecticut. It's going to be the first one. So we're talking to people from different parts of the state that I got to meet in person for the first time at the gala, because I've been doing it through email or through different correspondence, but we had never met in person. So they asked the same question: how can we help? And what I'd like to do in expanding our reach and our exposure through the state is to find people that have connections in their areas that might be willing to sponsor or host us for like a celebrity bartending night or a dine to donate night, or at their local favorite restaurants or bars or businesses that they want to kind of partner with us, and we'll show up and we'll support the event, and then maybe we get some donations from that organization, but the ultimate goal of it would be to now new people and other people in those communities will get to see what we're about and get to talk to us and ask us questions and learn more about what we're up to, and maybe they'll tell their friends about it, and so that
referrals, word of mouth.
Yeah, so we're the goal is anybody at different parts of the state to help us by looking in their community at businesses and friends and family that might have an idea for a fundraiser in their part of the state.
I know because I was heavily involved at one time with the American Legion, and I know the VFW, being a life member, that you have the conventions coming up beginning of the summer. VFW, I forgot, are they still up in the Marriott, up in Rocky Hill?
Yeah.
For the statewide convention. Yeah. I know the American Legion is down in Trumbull at the Marriott. It'd be nice to set up a table.
That's a good idea.
Set up a table, and they have members from throughout the state.
Right.
It's a great way to plant that seed, everywhere.
Yeah.
Pamphlets, even see if you can get up and speak.
Yeah.
To the membership.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, we've reached out, through our VFW post and the people that we know and other VFWs. So the word has spread through word of mouth. And through our, people seeing our website and social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and all that. But, to have an opportunity, I guess, to be in person at an event like that is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, because you're touching from all corners.
Right.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
We are unfortunately coming down to the bottom of the show, David, and as expert, and you are an expert in cutting through all these questions and giving it the equal amount of times. But the final question that we have for you is, what message do you have for the people who are watching at home? What would you like to say to them?
I guess I'd like to start by saying thank you for, your what you've done and how you've supported this project up to this date. It's been inspirational. It's been motivating. It's been surprising sometimes. I don't know why I should be surprised, but I have been. But I ask that you continue supporting the project, continue supporting the effort, and please, if you find this cause worthy of your support, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers about it. Introduce them to, what we're up to and what our goals are, and have when you see events coming up, show up if you can. Be a part of it. We want this to be a total community effort, and we need everyone to
all
be a
hands
part
on
of that.
deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
All hands on deck.
And it would be lovely to have that statue unveiled, that memorial unveiled on Veterans Day, which is only a few months away. But the determination that you have, and to make this idea that started on the back of a napkin come to fruition. And again, if those who are interested in supporting your cause, where can they find you?
So at our website at CT AfghanIraqMemorial.org. You have all our information on there. Anything you want to know about upcoming events, past events, merchandise, our story, about me, about the members of our organization, kind of probably more than you want to know. Links to our social media, and then you can click on there, and if you're interested or have questions, it comes directly to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I really try to be on top of that because I think that's important. So the website is the best place.
Yeah. I mean, I know that once it's completed and it's unveiled, we got to be there to take pictures.
Absolutely.
We can get it out there, and even once the construction starts.
Yeah, that would be great. We'd love that.
Take some pictures, and if we can fit it into our schedule. I mean, we tape every other week.
We'll make it work, Jeff.
Well, I mean, as far as when we can have it aired and all that. Unlike a lot of shows that tape every day, this one's every other week. Right. So, but even with that being said, I mean, we can make it work.
Well, even if you can't tape it, you guys to show up personally, just be to be there to be a part of it,
and just to get it out on our Facebook page.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
I mean, tonight it will be out there. The pictures that we've taken, the still shots, from the show. Yeah, that's great. We always try to, get that out there the night of the taping. And there's quite a few people that follow the Facebook page.
That's great.
From the show.
And I'm sure this news will be very exciting to them because the Afghanistan and Iraq war, 2 decades, spanned 2 decades on our television. So if you think about the amount of people who are either directly involved or indirectly involved by having a family member who served or a friend who served or maybe even lost someone. This is very heartening to know that their sacrifices and this time in history is not going to be forgotten, and there is going to be a monument, a memorial in place coming to Connecticut very soon, quite possibly even the first state to have such kind of
There's a few states out there, but this will be the first in Connecticut. So, I mean, there's only one first, right?
I was trying to throw a little shade at the other states to say, hey, look what we have going on so far. Again, with the amount of work that you're putting into to make sure that you meet your fundraising goal in order to have that unveiling on Memorial Day of 2023, with partnering with Stony Creek for the logger, as well as the artwork that we have displayed on our desk. All of that for those who are interested in supporting this cause. You can find more information again
on our website at www.ctafghaniraqmemorial.org.
We don't have to tell everyone how rewarding it is to be part of the efforts. If one were to acquire a 6-pack, I mean, it may not seem like much, but it's part of the process. We have about 2 minutes left, actually a little less than 2 minutes. Just like the first, I'm being told 40 seconds.
Okay.
Time flies.
Time does fly when you're having fun.
Yeah. So with 40 seconds left, 35, 30, want to thank you again, Dave, for being here.
Thank you so much.
And you know what? It'd be great to have you back to give us an update as to where you are.
Yeah.
And if there's any way we can help you, please, you've got my number.
Appreciate it.
We would love to have you back on the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And just let me know. I'd love to come back.
And again, thank you all for joining us tonight for another episode of the Veterans Corner. Again, all the information you can find at the bottom of our screen. And also, the Veterans Corner does update all new episodes on our YouTube. So if you happen to miss a portion of this episode, you can watch it in full on demand, as well as finding us on the Nutmeg TV app, or the Nutmeg TV app, where we have a podcast for the Veterans Corner. But that is all the time that we have tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, from Chuck, from me, and also from our guest David tonight. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Nick Augustino right here at the East Side Restaurant. We always have the complete full dinner menu. Knockwurst, bratwurst, sauerbraten, potato pancakes, red cabbage, rice pudding, cream pies, all the desserts that Germany had to offer. I always do something different. Yes, I do. I brought seafood to the beer garden at the East Side Restaurant. East Side Restaurant, your German destination restaurant in Connecticut. Tiki-taka, hoy, hoy, hoy!